Greetings, minions. How are we today? Today is episode 104, 5 of the Inquisition with Dadhammer. So I'm sort of chucking my wee in right now.
See how late Casey is? Because it's Casey. And he's on time. No, he's not. He's actually a minute late. But we won't hold it against him. That is a lovely kitchen we've got there. And look at, there's the man of the hour there. How you doing,
How
mate?
are you doing? Yeah, good to you.
Yeah, I'm not bad, mate. Not bad.
Good.
I'm just going to send Casey a cheeky in right now. And we'll get this show on the road.
Lovely.
Somehow Casey's on Mars by the looks of it. For his camera. Whatever filter he's put on. So how you doing, Dad? You well?
Yeah, good. We've just got over a bit of a bug what's been going around, so the kids had it, and then me and Mum ended up getting it. So yeah, we're on the tail end of it, but yeah,
Well,
no.
Papa Nurgle has sent blessings. You need to embrace those blessings, and with the miniature Nurglings in your house, you'll never escape them until they're at least 15, 16.
That's it. Well, yeah, they're 1 and 4, so we've got a bit to go yet.
Oh, mate, you've got it all ahead of you. Mine's are 32, 26, 25, and 18. You've got it. You're fucked, mate. You know what I mean? You're going to lose your hair. Your eyesight's going to get worse. It's just all downhill, mate.
Yeah, well, yeah, the hair's going now, so it's already started.
We are colour coordinated tonight. We discussed it, and well, I sent you a mind bullet.
Well, it's the only thing that's gone into my brain today, so thank you very much.
So for folks who don't know, this is Inquisition with Dadhammer tonight. The first thing that we always ask everybody, Dad, is what was the first mini you painted and what got you into the plastic crack addiction that we're all in the middle of?
Good question. The first thing I ever painted was a Lord of the Rings goblin. It was in like a magazine set from when the films came out and Games Workshop started doing it.
Yes,
so,
yeah.
Like begging my dad to do it. Yeah, that was the very first thing I painted. And then there was a Games Workshop in like my town centre. So I went in one weekend and both my best mates were in there. And no one spoke about it at school. Like you didn't want to be like, you know, like the geek or whatnot. So yeah, after that, yeah, we both started doing it. And yeah, so I don't know, 20 years ago nearly, something like that.
Was it like something out of that Spider-Man meme? You all just stood there and started pointing at each other?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, well, at first you think, oh shit, right, I need to hide. Like my mates are going to see me, and you realise actually no, they're in here as well. So yeah, that's how it started.
It's a secret shame. No one will out it, so you're fine.
It, yeah. And then yeah, 20 years later, there's like we're still playing every other week, and yeah, a couple of golden demons under our belt. So yeah, we're loving it.
So what age were you roughly then?
Probably 14 or 15, I think.
And like everybody, once they hit the ages of 16, 17, they find women, alcohol and drugs and take a break from it. Did you take that break yourself, or were you totally committed to the crack addiction at that point and have not stopped?
No. Yeah, there was a big gap, to be fair. Yeah, I think, 18, it was all beer and going out, and it kind of, all the money went on that. And then it was probably, I don't know, I started working a bit more full-time hours, and turned out my friends were still doing it, so that sort of brought me back into it. But I've always been like, I love playing the game, but I've always been more into the hobby side of it, to be fair.
Yeah.
So the two friends that I mentioned before, their dad has won, I think, 4 or 5 golden demons now. So he got me into like wanting to be a better painter, and sort of not took me under his wing, but took me under his wing type thing.
Yeah.
So that's where it all started. But yeah, we, like I said, we still play the game with him in his garage once a week, and yeah, so it's been part of our lives for a long time now.
That's really nice to hear that it's been, you've sort of been that tight knit with it, and your core friends have stayed that way the whole way through. A lot of people that we've had on, like for us, whenever we get them on, there's always that gap. Then they rediscover it through COVID and stuff like that. But obviously, if you've had your tight-knit 3-man group, that's never really happened, has it? You've just sort of
and then like so their dad plays it as well as painting.
Mm-hmm.
They have an older brother who I've become quite close friends with over the years through that. And then we've probably, like, I don't know how long ago it was, we started like a small gaming group, and we probably met about 3 or 4 lifelong friends now through that as well. So yeah, there's a little army of us, and one of the players is Mike Porter. So I think at some point he was world number 2, and he was on Team England. So yeah, he battered me the other night, as you'd expect. But yeah, we've got like a really good little group. To be fair, it's nice.
And you obviously say you've got some great painters in your group and some great gamers in your group. So that must really, as someone that is on the edge of it, really inspire you to sort of be like, okay, how did they do this? How did they do that? And sort of feed into it and steal stuff from them. I'd say, really. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, it's a massive part of it, and the thing that's good as well is it's like healthy competition. So someone will put a picture of the model up in the group, and you're like, "Oh, I'm one better than you now." And it's the same with like the games. I think we know we're going to get beat, but yeah, we go in like I've got to find a way to beat him. Do you think if I can beat him, I can probably beat anyone? So yeah, it's really good to have like this sort of friendly competition within the group, and there's no pussyfooting around it as well. Like online, as you know, I could put up a rubbish model and 90% of the audience would be like, "Oh, brilliant, well done," and not to be horrible about it, but my friends would be like, "That's shit. Like, you need to do this, you need to do that." So yeah, it pushes you in the right way, which you need. You just don't get that from the general public.
No, that is a fair comment. I mean, me and Dunk do it to each other, and I know my close group mates, they'll always, if I do something, they'll always like, "That's crap, what are you doing?" But other people are like, "Oh my God, that's really amazing." So they keep you grounded, don't they?
Yeah, so you heard it here first, folks. If you put some model up, just tell them it's shit. That's what to do from now on.
Well, quite a few people, like, I go live myself on TikTok quite regularly. And yeah, a lot of my followers on there aren't afraid to tell me I'm doing shit. So yeah, jump on the bandwagon, everyone. It's fine.
So what inspired you to create your hobby account then?
My wife, in all honesty. So she'd started a TikTok channel, and she was just posting a cross stitch that she does, and she kept saying, "Oh, you should start one. Like, just record what you're doing." At the time, I was like, "No, I can't be bothered." And so she just said, "Look, I'll make one for you. I'll put some pictures or videos of your models up that you've already done," and it did quite well. And I thought, "Oh, I'll have a go at making a video more than just showing a picture of a model." And that did really well. And then my little girl wanted to get involved, which did really, really well. And then, yeah, it's just, I mean, the account, I was looking at it before I came on tonight. I think it's 4 months old today. So, I mean, I'm new. It feels like I'm brand new to everything still. And I think by all accounts, it's doing pretty good. I don't know, but I feel like I should be taking it more seriously. Like, I look at my profile and everyone's got like link trees and all these things going on. I'm just like a dad of 2, like to paint. I mean, people are following me for some reason, so yeah, I'll take it.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm trying to wave to people, and it keeps asking me if I want to block them. I'm like, no, I don't want to block them.
Don't block our fan base.
Yeah, definitely
no. So, I mean, what is it? What is your faction what is your main faction for people that don't know?
That's a good question. The main faction that I love and that I won a golden demon with was Grey Knights, and I had a full army, including that model, but it was a long time ago, and they're not around now. But I've started. I think the one I've done the most work on is Chaos Knights. I don't know if you've seen it. I've got one here, actually. I'll just show you that quick. So it was like the big guy was working on, and he was filled with freehand, and I don't know if it's in focus or not, but yeah, so the army is mainly like that. It's him, a load of war dogs, some Nurgle demons and bits like that. So yeah, I think Chaos Knights is probably the answer, really.
And what is it about the Chaos Knights that attracted him? Is it the lore or just the models themselves? Because some of the Chaos models are a lot better, I feel, aesthetically looking at them, than a lot of the kind of plain Space Marines and normal Knights.
Yeah, without a doubt. They're just way more interesting. In all honesty, I have an Eldar army that's on the go. The Chaos Knights I bought because they were meta when I bought them, like good for playing with, and I thought I can get an army here for 14 models, and it was fairly cheap actually, like as armies go. So that's really the read. But I got them, and I thought I've only got 14 models. I'll spend a bit more time on them and do it. And I think I've kind of they've got a soft spot now. It's like the first Chaos stuff I've ever done as well. But I agree with you. There's definitely, it's really cool, isn't it? You got to pick what you like the look of. And I don't think I'd do Imperial Knights now after touching them. They're just so much cooler.
So we've got a first question from the chat from Goth Galuna. Thanks for following us. I'll follow everybody. We make it a mission that as long as you're not a sex bot or a 3D printer, we'll follow you back. And if you are a sex bot, we'll probably follow you anyway. But Goth Galuna has said, what do you think of the plastic sister models?
Yeah, they're awesome. I think particularly they look really good when they're white, which scares everyone off for the most part. Like white power armors and a nightmare. But yeah, no, they are cool. I think when they first came out, it's been a mega refresh, hasn't it? Like they just had such a poor range for so long. So yeah, it was good to see them get a bit of love. But they are cool, yeah, definitely.
I'm going to jump in here quick because obviously you mentioned that you've won yourself a golden demon. What did you win it for?
It was 40k large model.
Okay.
So it was a Dread Knight that I did. And it won gold. So I'm happy to. But
just for those in the chat that might not know, how long ago was that?
Quite a long time ago. It was it was 2017 when I won it. And then we bought a house and had kids. So I literally I remember we won Golden Demon, and I attended like 3 or 4 the years previous. Finalist pin, and then finally got one. I was like, all right, I've done it, I give up. So I just put the paints down. We ended up buying a house, had kids, and yeah, it was 7 years without picking up a paintbrush.
Wow.
And I started the hobby 8 months ago, and then decided to start recording it all not long after. So yeah, big gap and quite a long time ago. That's
still bragging, right? So it doesn't matter how long ago it was. You've got that sitting on your shelf somewhere, like.
That's it. Yeah, and it is nice. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm going to go for it again in 26.
Oh.
But the standard now is unbelievable. I mean, it's always felt like it was unbelievable, to be honest. But I think when you look back at what won and when, you think, I don't even know if I'd get a finalist pin now. So yeah, it's definitely stepped up a level.
So what would you say is the biggest difference then from 2017 to 2025 in the what would you say is the biggest difference in the standard of the modelling compared? Yeah, I mean, do you think if you did your Grey Knight, if you entered that Dread Knight now, that you would get as a finalist, or do you think you'd be just chucked in the fire?
I think I'd get a finalist pin, definitely. So there's a lot more techniques going around now. So like you've got a technique for painting fabrics, you've got OSL, which I did a little bit of on the model, but people really go into it. Non-metallic metals are a much bigger thing. The base work that's done on models is a much bigger focus as well now. I think some people put, like especially the big winners, they put as much time into a base as they do the actual model themselves. And Games Workshop have always had this stance where they kind of say the base doesn't matter too much officially, but unofficially it really does. So, but yeah, there's new techniques, things like airbrushes and higher quality brushes and higher quality paints have become more accessible. So more people have got hold of them and perfected the art over the years. So I think it's like with anything, the more popular it gets as well, that you've always got that one-upmanship and someone figures something out, and then yeah, it just evolved. But technically, the model I did was perfect for what I did on it. Like you wouldn't find a line out of place, or you know what I mean. It was meticulous what I did, and it took me forever. But there's more things you can do now and add to it in different ways than what I did.
Yeah, it is funny you sort of mentioned the bases particularly, because I always remember, I think I got into it around the same time, the same age, you know, but I think I got into it just before the Middle-earth stuff started coming out.
Yeah.
And when you looked at the old Golden Demon entries back then, they were pretty much your bog standard. Here's a base, we've put some sand on it, we've painted it. The focus was on the mini. And there was, I can't remember, it might have been one of the fantasy Mega Gargants that got entered a year or two ago. And it had like, the base was also like a resin plinth that was like made like waves, and it's going through the water, trashing boats and stuff. And it really does feel like there's an emphasis now, not just on here's the mini, but here's the whole thing. Try and tell a story with it. I think that'd be a good way of describing it.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, the year. Sorry to go on about it. I mean, the year before I won, I remember I entered a Bad Moon's Big Mech in the Golden Demon, and it was really. I mean, it's always nerve-wracking when you go, but I remember they were sort of deciding which model would won bronze, silver, and gold, and they put 4 models on the top shelf, and you can see the judges talking, and mine was one of them. So I was thinking, I can't walk, I'm going out. So I went out and I came back 5 minutes later and they'd moved mine down. So I just missed out on placing. But then when I spoke to the judges afterwards, they were saying, well, yeah, like technically it's as good as the others, which is why it was on that shelf. But the others told this story a bit better and they did a different way. But as well, I don't like saying it, but I think it's true. I think it's just at that level when you've got 50 painters that are amazing, it's a bit of a lottery as what the judges like as well.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Games Workshop will have an idea on what model they want to push, and if you just so happen to enter that one, you probably got a bit of an advantage anyway. Don't think this would ever be admitted. But
I would think as well, it's also wherever the month, like what painting style people are looking at as well. Like obviously the heavy metal style will always be there, but if there's somebody's tried something and the only person that's done it, then it probably needs to stand out, or probably not. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, definitely. I think like my friend's dad we were talking about, he entered a striking scorpion and he painted the shadows onto the model and the base. So that was like a new idea. And so like where he had his sword across him, the shadow of it was painted on the model's chest behind. So that was like something he was trying to come up with as something new, but I don't think it caught on. But I think you definitely need something. And the bases, and like we were saying before, it's made a massive difference. Like people using resin for water effects, and you just have to have something a bit special, while sticking true to what the model is as well. Like you couldn't do a pink Space Marine painted amazingly; it just wouldn't. No matter how good it is, it just wouldn't place.
So Mindful Miniatures Club, who I take it might be one of your boys, because I've noticed you keep spamming pictures of ice creams, and I'll ask you what that's all about in a little bit. But they're asking, when talking about how competitive painting has evolved, what do you think has been lost due to that over the years? And that's actually a really good question.
I think there's a bigger gap than ever, and there's a bit of a community divide where, and I noticed, like for example, I noticed whenever I post a video and it shows me using an airbrush, it will get half the views, half the likes, half the reposts, and I think there's a bit of model snobbery floating around at the minute, which I didn't seem to notice back in the day. But at the same time, you're not allowed to say something's bad or you don't like something, like ever. Like if you say you don't like something, you just booed out of the comments, and it's not necessarily a dig on the artist's skill. And don't get me wrong, I'm not the type of person to go around trolling anyway, but I think, yeah, it's very sensitive. It didn't seem quite that touchy before, the hobby.
Would you say, and I'll tell you what, I'll use an example of this in a minute. Would you say it's become a bit, the hobby divide that you mentioned, that it's almost like an elitist thing with respect to the people that are trying to hit these golden demon levels and slayer sword levels? Because, as an example, I remember seeing on here donkeys ago, not long after I joined, following someone that painted the heavy metal style beautifully. But when the golden demon came around, they announced on their account that they were taking a break from Instagram because they were going to stay in a hotel for a week to paint a squad of minis, which seemed insane to me. And then when they came off their break for a week, all they managed to paint in this isolation that they put themselves in was a couple of arms. And that just feels mad. I don't think there's any other word for it. It's just mad.
Yeah, I mean, the elitist side of it, definitely. I think it's become... It was always a hobby, but I think it's become more than that now. Like, there's a lot of people making a living from it. And when you have something to lose, it just becomes all that little bit more serious. It's even like the game. You get elites in the game. The tabletop version of it where, I don't know, you kind of look down upon if you're not using the meta and otherwise, like there is some sort of divide in the hobby, which I don't like. I mean, like, it's easy for me to sit here and go, oh yeah, I won a golden demon, so you can't. Like, I've seen it before. Like, you can't paint something like that because of X, Y, Z, or you can't use this, you can't use that. It's a hobby. Just do what makes you happy, and you want to take the painting seriously, then go for it. But don't shun others for not doing it the way you expect.
There's so much cliques that I've noticed, like in the last year and a half, because you've got the people that are snobby towards the people that are only ever paint, and then you get the people that are snobby towards the people that don't chase the meta, but then you get the people that get so triggered when women start painting and they're better and they're getting more followers and they're being more successful because they know colours better. I think there's a bit of jealousy within the community as well, because somebody who's new is getting more attention than somebody who's been in their hobby for 30, 40 years, which is quite sad.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I've seen it in the community as well. Oh, she's only getting followers because she's fit and all this sort of stuff. And it's like, well, yeah, she is, to be fair. But if you can, if you can paint and you're stunning, then you're gonna get more followers than someone who's ugly. So it's just the way of the world. But I know what you mean. It's very, I don't know. It just all I feel like I'm treading on eggshells sometimes. Like I said, I'm not coming out with any polarizing views or anything.
No, but I think it harpers back to what you said earlier when you met your friends in the Warhammer shop, that it was a hidden hobby, that you didn't want people to know that you did it.
Yeah.
But now, because it's now quite popular, because people like ourselves are having children, and those children are now starting to get into the hobby, and some of them are going to be girls, like picking it up with their dad, and it's like, oh, she's only doing that because she's got a set of tits. So, no, probably, but why is fucking mediocre hobbies get 70,000 followers on YouTube? Because he's good at what he does. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, there's that difference. Talent, being good looking and having some jugs of joy will only get you so far. I think there's got to be a bit of talent there as well.
Yeah.
It's like there's a new girl that's kind of popped up on Instagram, and she was getting hate because she was playing with grey models. But who gives a fuck if the models are not primed or whatever?
Yeah.
She's just new. If she wants to play, then that's fine. Just let people do their hobby.
I actively paint half my stuff grey so no one can tell. So there you go.
my Golden Demon winning model wasn't primed. That was painted on top of grey. So, yeah, cool. You can do it. Do what you want. The only problem with painting grey on grey is if you're playing with them, because your paint rubs off dead easy. That's the only thing I would say. Doesn't affect the colour and what goes down, because you tend to do a base coat of something that would be solid enough anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah, sometimes the step isn't necessary. It depends what you're doing.
And what do you prefer doing? Do you prefer painting, or do you prefer playing with the wee plastic soldiers?
I prefer playing deep down. I think I try to hold myself to such a high standard when I'm painting that it can get too laborious to enjoy it. So I had 10 days off going live the other night just because the man flu. And when I went back on, I thought, right, I'll carry on painting one of these Chaos Knight War Dogs. And the only thing I painted for about 3 months on and off. And I got about 20 minutes in and I thought, I can't do it. I don't want to paint this model anymore. And they're only for bloody tabletop as well. And I'm spending not far off Golden Demon time doing them, just for it to get chipped and scratched and blown off the table turn one as well. That's the worst thing.
Oh, mate, I bought 2 War Dogs for my Death Guard army because I like the look of them. And every time I paint a model that I really like, it gets fucking blasted in turn 1. Yeah. What is that all about?
It's like they know that who you're playing. Like, oh, that looks new. Let's fucking get rid of it.
That's your boy's fault. And then what you do is you just don't use the new stuff. Don't bring cool stuff to a table where someone's going to look at it and think, I know what really annoy him. That's new. Let's wipe that out.
Yeah, it's so true. And yeah, the dice know as well when you're trying to save them. That's the thing.
Oh man, like I was playing on Thursday, right? And we're doing a cassette, so I took one heavy bloat drone thing, and I was thinking that'll be my anti-tank. And then I was playing against a fucking ultramarine player who had both a fucking moment, and everything was re-rolled at my fucking thing, and it like the only damage it did, right? The only damage that heavy bloat drone did was to my demon prince because it blew up and it was standing right beside it. That was the only thing that was the only thing that the fucking bloat drone did was blow up and damage my demon prince, and that was the only win my demon prince got the entire fucking game. But I fucking hate playing Space Marines all that moment and rerolls and that's
it's cheesy. It is cheesy.
Oculus Boculus madness. But my friend, he's got Black Templars, so when the Codex came out, they lost off. But they got all the stupid vows, which is even worse, I think. The entire army, you just choose every turn. Oh, I think I'll have +1 to wound, which is mental on. And so he's like charging Chaos Knights with Sword Brethren, with power swords, and causing like 35 wounds, like 2 damage. And you're like, they can't even reach the knees, and they're just bringing these things down with no trouble whatsoever. So
it's the ankles. That's what it is. Just hit
It's like the Ewoks attacking AT-STs and the Forestmen at Endor.
They did it as well, to be fair. So
So I'm going to ask very quickly about your account. Obviously, like you say, you've only been on Instagram here for 4 months. How long have you been on TikTok? Is it about the same, or?
Yeah, I think TikTok was first, and like I said, my wife started it, so it might have been a week or so. I know TikTok was first, and then Instagram followed, but yeah, 2 weeks tops after that. So
sure,
yeah.
And obviously, you've mentioned that your eldest wanted to get involved. And I'll be honest, the first time I saw your account was one of the videos that your daughter did. And you know what? That stuck out to me because I've got a 6-year-old. And I think there's definitely a thing, isn't there, when one kid is showing another kid online or sitting down with another kid and teaching them how to do something, they respond better, don't they?
Yeah, definitely.
My little lad, he saw the videos and he loved it because it's a kid talking to him, explaining simply what to do, and he's like, "Can I try that?" It's like, "Yeah, there you go," because it's easier than me trying to teach you. How did you come about with trying to think, right, if she wants to do some painting videos, what's the best way for me to do that?
Well, I'm trying to think. The very first one that she painted was a space marine. I think it was a blue, like, ultramarine type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And before she did any of those videos, I had I don't know, an old squad of Death Company or something, and she just wanted to paint them because I started getting back into it. Like, it was like this brand new thing to her. So she's like, "Wow, Daddy's painting all these cool models. Like, I want to have a go." So it started off with her painting their entire faces bright pink, and just like what you'd expect. And then one day she was like doing it again, and I was dry brushing something, and she went, "Daddy, what are you doing?" So I showed her, and she starts going. I was like, "Yeah, that's pretty good for a 4-year-old, actually." And then she taught me about using a damp cloth to take your paint off instead of a dry one. Which, yeah, cause again, I'm old school, so like learning all these new things. Yeah, it keeps your paint smooth. And then she just said, "I want to paint a Space Marine, Daddy. Like, can we do a video?" I was like, "Yeah, of course we can." So it started off with me like loading the paint on the brush for her, right, and then saying, "Right, do this, Daddy. I'll tell you when, and I'll record it." Yeah, and then she just did it amazingly. And then afterwards, we thought, "Oh, why don't we get you to do the voiceover and tell everyone what you're doing?" And yeah, the voice is so cute. It worked really well. So yeah, bless her. After you tell him, "Oh yeah, everyone loves your videos," she's like, "Want to do more?" But then after 3 or 4 weeks of doing it, she's like, "I don't want to paint any more models. I hate it. I want to watch K-pop Demon Hunters and play Minecraft," and that's it. But yeah, she creeps back in every now and again. So just at her pace, really.
Yeah.
Do whenever she wants.
While Dunk's getting assaulted by his dog there, I'll take a little bit of the lead. But it is funny that, because my lad's the same, his painting ability is probably about on par with mine. It's mediocre, but he loves doing it. But
Yeah.
he loves nothing more than sometimes when the new Mini of the Month comes out, he wants to go to the shop, he wants to pick it up, he wants to bring it home, stick it together and give it a go. And I personally think that's a great way for kids to give it a bash. Is there any sort of advice you would give to a fellow parent whose kid looks at them and thinks, "Can I have a go?"
Yeah, definitely. Just let them do it. If you're into the hobby, it helps because you'll have everything. If you're not into the hobby, just get the most basic starter set you can get. And then my advice is let them pick 1 or 2 colours that they want to paint them in as well. Because you've got to keep them interested and let them do what they want to do to a degree, or you'll get nowhere. It's like anything, they'll just get bored and give up. And my daughter does as well. Like, some of the videos we put up, we did it on a Saturday afternoon, and then others it's taken about 15 hours to do it from start to finish. Just she gives up, or she's a bit tired, so the house gets shouted down. "I hate this. I don't want to do it." You know what it's like. It's all perfect on camera, but yeah, behind the scenes she can be a little demon. But yeah, you've just got to let them do it while they want to do it. I think if you try and hold them back or make them do something you want to do, they'll lose interest. So just be patient with them as well.
That's actually a fair bit of advice, because my son starts getting angry, he starts shouting, and unfortunately sometimes I bite maybe a bit too easy, and that will affect their patience with it. And I think that is a massive thing, isn't it? Because for us as adults, we can sit there and think, "I'm going to paint this tonight," and you can sit there for 2-3 hours. But for a kid who's 6 or 7, their attention span sometimes is minutes.
Yeah. I think you've got to let them have their own model as well.
Yes.
So if it's one of yours, like you're thinking, "Oh, I was going to work on this, but I'll let them have it." There's always that in the back of your mind, like, "No, you're doing that bit wrong. Don't do that to it." And then they'll paint something, and then they're like, "Yeah," with each other, and you're like, "No, they're not toys, they're not toys." But yeah, if they've got their own, you don't have any, and they're not bothered. So yeah, just let them go mad.
And Son of a Stitcher is in here. I take it as your other half, because they said we mixed it up and made the mask as well, so she can shout and have a break.
That's it. Yeah, that's AKA Mumhammer, as she's known. So yeah, we mixed it. What she said, mixed it up a bit. Yeah, that's it. So we've always had this thing as well, where when she's on the videos, we don't want her face online.
Yeah.
So that's been not a problem for the most part. You just see the model and then her voice anyway, so it worked well. But she wanted to get a bit more involved, and yeah, when we did that video, like my wife made that orc mask out of a paper plate, and it was really cool actually. So yeah, she managed to get in that way, and we still keep her face off the internet. So yeah, you just got to have fun with them while they want to, because like we're in that stage now, like I said, where she couldn't give a toss really. She just wants Minecraft and bits like that. But every now and again, she'll go, "Daddy, can we paint this tonight?" Normally when she's told there's no more iPad, but yeah, it is good. I think enjoy it while they're interested.
Yeah, definitely. I think I'll say one more thing on this. I'll ask one more question on it. What do you think the best thing she's painted is?
Definitely the Termagon.
That was good.
Yeah, it was. That's where like from start to finish, she's done pretty much all of it. The only thing she didn't do is load the paint onto the palettes and put the paint on the brush. But from painting the model, yeah, she did all of it, and it's as good as the ones you see in a Games Workshop. And so from that point of view, yeah, it's amazing. They're all quite cool. The Nurglings she did are quite cool as well. I mean, they're amazing for her age, but yeah, definitely the Termagon, I'd say, is technically the best one she's done.
Dunk.
I was just going to say, what you're a man of the golden demon stature. What colour do you get if you mix red and yellow?
Orange.
Well, funny enough, you should say that, because we are sponsored here at the Inquisition by Orange Brushes. So if you're looking for new quality sable brushes at a knockdown price, get on Orange Brushes. Use the Inquisition in capital letters. Get 10% off. And if you live in the UK, it's free shipping.
Yep. And you know what? They do have a nice special Christmas box. So for any hobby wives that may be out there listening, I think there might only be one tonight in the chat. That's the guests. If you do want to have a nice, easy present for your spouse, loved one, partner, or friend, get their nice special Christmas set. It looks beautiful. You still get 10% off it. I think it brings it down to like just under 55 quid. And you get everything itself. Can't beat it. And it comes in a gift box. What more? What more could you honestly want?
Can I understand? Exactly. I'm not part of this promotion, and they actually are really good as well. So
there you go. See? That's what we love to hear.
Yeah, like they've been really good to us for the last year that they've been sponsored by us, and like they are really good lads as well. Even though one of them's colourblind, and it was his idea to put the colours on the tips of the brushes, which is weird. But
yeah, and surprisingly, they only messed up one order ever. I don't know how, but it was fun. They have appeared on the show twice. If you are a new guest, new visitor, new watcher, please go back through our archive. We've got lots of fun shows on there for you to have a look at, where we do a lot of swearing and strange things.
And if you're a future guest and you want to swear and you want to try and break the record of swearing, Chris Tester, who does Audible books, has been on. He's the record to beat, because he was just a potty mouth, which shocked both myself and Casey, but such a great guest.
I think when you do audiobooks for a living and have to follow scripts, eventually you've got to let go. It's got frustrating.
So, does the Mrs. paint at all? Has she picked up the brush at all and dabbled in the brushing?
I think she painted one model, and it was a Dark Angels chaplain, and it was a long time ago. It wasn't long after we met, actually. But yeah, no, she couldn't give a shit. She's really supportive of the channel, like the hobby and everything, but it doesn't interest her getting involved. I've always thought that I'd love to actually have a game with her, because she'd be good at it, I think. But yeah, the painting and building them, it's not for her really.
Why don't you do a hobby swap? So one day you do some cross stitching and do some painting or game.
Yeah, it sounds terrible. But yeah, the cross stitch. It's amazing what she's doing. Actually, we'll have to do a shout out for her. But yeah, she's doing like this autumn scene, and it's absolutely massive. It's like A1, roughly the sort of size, and she's been doing it for about 3 years, I think. And she's 2/3, not like full time, but yeah, she's about 2/3 of the way through it. Yeah, the lad can't cross stitch to save his life. It's true.
Maybe
But,
you just need to teach him better. Maybe if he does a stitch properly, show him a bit of your elbow or something. Do you know what I mean? Make it.
I keep saying this as well. It's like we touched on before. If we get her painting the models on my channel, she has like, she's got the tits, so we'll get more followers, I'm assuming.
Not at all cynical, but sorry.
Yeah.
So
yeah. What is it with ice creams, by the way? Because
I did say we're bringing ice cream up. Why is everyone doing those ice creams?
It's nothing sinister or anything. Yeah, I was asked on a live stream one night, like, can I draw? Because I'm allegedly so good at painting. And I said, no, I can't. The only thing I can draw is a poo. So I drew, it looks like an ice cream, essentially. And I was actually painting it on my finger, because that's normally the view that you get, just my hand holding the model. And underneath the poo, we just did an ice cream cone, and then said, no, it's not a poo, it's an ice cream cone. So ever since then, there's like people joining, putting ice creams on. So at the start of every live, or most lives, I just draw an ice cream on my finger. So we've always said, if I get to 100,000 followers, I'll get it tattooed. But it's nothing. So I think that's how it came about anyway. But yeah, it's still.
Even if it was sinister, we'd want to hear it. But,
that's it.
But no, it's always nice when like we get people on and their mates join in and their mates start digging them out in these streams. I think we've had some funny nights where we haven't with Donks. So.
Oh yeah, 100%. Do you have any tattoos?
I think you said, do you have any friends?
Well, that's why we do this, because that's why we do this, because we don't have any friends and we're just trying to make friends.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I do, to be fair. So I'll take the pain. Yeah, it's fine.
I get a tattoo on my finger of my dearly departed dog, Daisy. I get a Daisy tattoo there.
Nice.
Oh my God, that was the sorest tattoo I've ever had in my life. And I literally just got my leg tattooed for 2.5 hours. And then I was like, well, whilst you're there, can you just do a wee Daisy on my finger? Oh my God, I thought I was going to pass out.
You know what? Yeah, I can imagine. It's always the places where you don't think it will be bad, but it will be bad. Although it is bad. It's like on my shoulder. I remember getting it done there, and I thought, yeah, there's a bit of meat there. It'd be all right. And it was like the worst one I've had. Like, so yeah, it always catches you off guard. But bet fingers are bad.
It's a bit of a weird place, though, isn't it? There's like not a lot of skin. There's just like tendons and nerve endings, isn't it? It's just nothing there.
See, I got my finger tattooed, right, of my wife's star sign, right? Because I don't wear wedding rings and she doesn't wear wedding rings either, so we decided to get our star signs tattooed on our fingers, right? Which is great because, like, I'm Taurus, so she got the Taurus on her finger, and I got her star sign's Leo. So I was like, oh, that's going to be brilliant. It's a fucking sperm. That's what it is.
It is.
So if I ever get divorced or she dies, I need to find somebody who's a Leo so I can just say, look, this is meant to be. Or I'll just chop that finger off.
That's it. You got 1 in 12 chance, haven't you?
Yeah. Oh, is it 1 in 13 now? Is there not like more star signs? I think there's an extra star sign they threw in there.
They just invented a new one.
Yeah, I think. It's weird. Do you have any 40k tattoos? Do you have any grim dark tattoos on you?
No, I don't actually. No, I never thought of doing it either. You know, which is odd because it's such a massive part of my life in many respects. But yeah, no, I don't. Next question.
For folk that don't know, I've got 3 nerd ones, and I've got a Plague Marine tattooed on me. I need to get my 4th nerd one done, but it's just laziness going back to the tattoo guy.
Yeah, and it's expensive, to be fair.
Yeah.
I've been talking about getting one for years, but I probably never will. So I'll just embrace it that I can't be asked.
I think if we get to 20,000 followers, Casey, you should get a tattoo. We're never going to get to 20,000 followers.
I mean, I'll be lucky if I get to 20,000 followers. I'm stuck on 700, but I don't care. So, yeah.
Really? It's bullshit.
Yeah,
We'll do some shout outs. We'll get you there.
we are very much. I think I like to say this, that one of our guests called us a very grassroots podcast, which basically means it's just two blokes who can't be asked chatting rubbish, and I think that's a perfect description of us. So maybe I should just get some grass tattooed on my arm, and then if someone says, "Have you touched grass lately?" I'll be like, "Yeah, right there."
Yeah, that's it. I think not to go off tangent, but on a tangent. When you were talking about before, like the elitism side of it. I've just tried. That's me. I'm just like, northern lad, working class, just having a laugh with my mates while we're doing it, and it's starting to become this thing. And I wanted to keep up with my mate's dad, who won a golden daemon. I ended up winning one, but it's always just been like this mad hobby journey. There's no, I'm into this, and I'm this theory. You know what I mean? I don't like the whole snobbery of it, and I think if I can make something of this channel whilst also being completely down to earth and normal, and try and bring people into it who feel the same, it's great, because it's like there's so many amazing painters out there with these channels, and it's just the model. It's never the person and what they're like, and if you disagree with something, you're shot down by all the loyal Discord members. So if I can keep it grassroots myself and just normal, have a laugh, and
see, that is, I think, a big thing for us as well, because myself and Dunk, we're just two blokes who like doing what we do, and we're a bit too long in the tooth now to be like, this is my model, and I'm going to dedicate this account to just purely paint. You've got to have the person behind it, because you can like the minis all you want, but until you know the person, you could be liking some wrong ones, as we've recently discovered. But that's a story for another day.
Yeah, fair enough. You're right. It's just, I don't want it. Yeah, I just at the minute I'm doing it just because I'm enjoying it, and
It's chipping.
Amazing. It's not anything. I mean, I'm nowhere near at a point where I could even consider doing it full time, and I don't think I ever will, to be honest. But if I can keep growing the channel and doing it on my terms as well, that's all I want to do.
It's what one of our previous guests, Rob, aka Cat or Rabbit Scale Model Studio, I always got to say the whole thing. He says the moment it feels like a job, he's out. He's throwing it all in the bin. He's off.
I did 10 years ago, and that was the same. I always thought, I'll get into it, and like I was getting some orders, but you think I'm doing it for someone else, not for me, and the money's shit as well. I don't care what anyone said. Like, I remember working it out, and I thought, I'll charge this guy like X amount of money per model, and I worked it out at the end. And I think I was earning like £2.50 an hour or something.
Yeah.
I think the point.
That's good money if you live in Vietnam.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Let's all move to Vietnam and become commission painters.
Oh, what are you doing? So we've chatted now for the past 50 minutes. We've warmed you up, got you nice and hard or whatever you want to say. So we're going to get to the real questions now. The reason why Paint Party Scott, Built Like Spam, and Lana 80 have joined. What did you have for your dinner tonight? Or tea, or supper, or whatever you call it?
Ooh, that's a new one. I like that.
What did you have for your dinner?
You're not going to be impressed. I had half of a cheap freezer pizza and some curly fries.
No, that's solid.
Topping?
That's solid. What was on the pizza?
Yeah. Just cheese.
Just cheese?
Because my daughter, that's the one that she likes, so pretty boring. We've got Japanese curry tomorrow night, though. So,
a bit katsu, yes.
Yeah, pork belly, potato, carrot, sticky rice. Yeah, it's really good.
See, I think when it comes to a plain cheese pizza, right? And I went to Italy a couple of years ago and it ruined me. But I really like just plain cheese pizzas nowadays. I think when they start going too crazy with the toppings, like you see a Domino's introducing some new burrito-inspired madness, and it's just like there's too much on that. You've put extra sauce on top of the cheese. It's carnage. You can't beat a plain margarita, and especially when you get a take from a takeaway and it's less than a tenner.
Yeah, it's so true. But yeah, proper Italian pizza. I think I only ever get margarita. It's like you said, the crust and the cheese and the sauce is so good. The second you start putting other stuff on it, you just take away from all the other bits anyway. So yeah, for me,
lads, I'm ready to have to tell you, you are wrong here, right? Absolutely wrong, right? Because this pizza will change your tiny little brains in life, right? Now, my go-to pizza now, right, is a thin crust, barbecue sauce base.
No, wrong.
No, honestly, wait, it gets better.
How? You've got barbecue base. It's ruined.
It can only get better.
Honestly, you should try this. It is top tier, right? Obviously, cheese, pepperoni,
mm-hmm.
pineapple.
No.
Yeah, pepperoni and pineapple is good. I'm with you on that, but the barbecue sauce is horrendous. It's
honestly, it changes it. It's better than OnlyFans models on fucking TikTok who paint Warhammer covered in non oil. Do you know what I mean? It's better than that. Not that I've got TikTok. I don't actually have TikTok, so I don't know what happens in TikTok.
It sounds like something that could happen.
But,
but honestly, that is that's beautiful. Absolutely
I will admit
beautiful.
my prejudice to pineapple on pizza is purely because I just don't like pineapple generally. So it's just
like pineapple. I just can't stand barbecue sauce in any form.
Weird.
Try it. As I say to everybody, if you don't like orange brushes, I've actually said to about 5 people, if they don't like orange brushes, I'll refund them the money. And everybody who's used orange brushes, right, hasn't actually asked me to refund the money because I've not had any complaints, right? Honestly, try it. Try it once. Cheeky wee Apache or a wee cheeky Domino's barbecue sauce on the base, mozzarella, pepperoni, pineapple. Change your life.
Now, Ryan is in the chat and he's gotten involved with the most middle-class sounding Scottish pizza I've ever heard of. Haggis and Stornoway black pudding.
Yeah, well, he's a doctor and he's from Bishop Briggs, so you can't get any more middle class than that.
So, we'll continue with the random stuff because this is what we love. Actually, I'll tell you what, Dunk. Before I do, what was the sandwich that you tried from Richard?
Oh, that was disgusting. That was really nice, but it sounded disgusting. It was cheese quavers and sour cream in a sandwich.
Yeah,
that always gets a weird reaction because, again, I don't really like salad cream.
That'd be really good. Yeah, I'm on board with that.
I fell asleep at the mates and gone off salad cream down my throat. I was asleep like that, and he's just squirted salad cream down my mouth, and it just ruined salad cream forever.
Are you sure it was sour cream?
It was definitely salad cream.
Someone at work today was saying, "Oh, like when you have digested biscuits, do you butter them?"
Yeah.
And you used to do that with rich tea.
Yeah, but I never once thought I'll butter a biscuit because they're 50% butter anyway. But
you need that more butter. You need that.
Yeah,
I would butter digestive biscuits and cheese. Digestive biscuits, butter, cheese, Branston pickle.
But he dunks them into his tea as well. So
that's weird.
Buttery tea.
Yeah.
That's
not
too
right,
far.
Buttery tea. It's just not right.
No, you can't ruin. I'm not the biggest tea drinker in the world, but you can't put butter in tea. That just sounds carnage.
No.
I know we put milk in it, but it's not butter, is it?
Yeah, I'll be honest. It's pissed me off a bit actually. I don't know why you'd even think I'll dunk. Oh, I don't know. It's not right.
I love that. So,
Super noodle sandwich says "son of a stitch."
Super noodles. No, I've never seen her do that either. So don't start with
That's grounds for divorce here. You've heard it here, Dad Hammer and Super Noodle Stitcher.
No. She does. She dips lots of things into milkshake, like food. I mean, she'll. Like chips. Other things. No, maybe not. Maybe just chips actually. But yeah, she dips chips into milkshake, and I was really annoyed at her for that as well until I tried it, and that was pretty good. There's something about the whole hot, cold, crunchy, soft, sweet, salty. It is quite good, but
And that's why harping back to the pepperoni pizza, right? With the pineapple, it's a sweet and savoury. It's like people put like honey on it. It's just the same thing putting pineapple on it. And it's part of your 5 a day.
I'm with you on that. I just can't stand barbecue sauce. If it had tomato sauce, pepperoni and pineapple, it'd be class. I would like that. Another good one.
Try it, man.
Tuna and jalapenos. That's really good.
Jalapenos always good. So, you mentioned tea. When you are sitting down on a night and having a relax, I've done this in the wrong order, Duncan, I apologise. What is your beverage of choice?
Cup of tea is the go-to at the minute. Or just like a glass of Vimto or some sort of juice. I mean, I had a beer tonight. A bit of Dutch courage. I thought, I don't know what's going to happen. I'll jump on my first ever podcast. But yeah, I really drink at all unless I'm playing Warhammer, which has happened a lot more recently, actually, I must say. But yeah, I really drink. Probably only go out once a year now. Like we're having the little ones and stuff. So yeah, a cup of tea or Vimto, I'd say. Cork at the weekend. Full sugar Cork.
That's a good one. I'll follow on from that. So let's say you're having your full sugar Coke on the weekend and you're sitting down, you've got Michael McIntyre's The Wheel on Saturday night because TV now on a Saturday night is trash. Your bag of crisps as well with your can of Coke. What flavour crisp is it?
But is it Coca-Cola or is it Pepsi? Because you have to differentiate. Or is it Panda Cola from this one?
It would have been Pepsi before they did half sugar, half sweeteners with the whole sugar tax bollocks. But definitely Coke, full sugar Coke. Crisps, that's a bloody good question. I like crisps. I recently came across Piper's like hand-cut crisps.
Yep.
Not been a fan of hand-cut crisps for ages. I've never found one that's good, but they're really, really good. Try them. Cheese and onion Piper's crisps. Or chili heatwave Doritos. I think they're a staple. Done.
No, chili heatwave are great because I tried the max flaming hot, where it's like the extra spicy.
Oh yeah,
that was just ridiculous. There was no need for it. I ate them all in one go, but it just felt a bit too much. And it was like heat for the sake of heat. A chili heatwave is still nice. It doesn't get too crazy.
There's like pretty much no heat at all to him, but yeah, those max ones, my God. I thought, it's just gimmicky marketing. They won't be that hot. Yeah, I thought, fuck me, I nearly went through the roof. They're really, really hot, to be fair.
It's like someone just shit spice all over it for no good reason.
I don't know how you wet a full bag. That's mad.
God, punishment. That's what it was. I had this bag of crisps. I was like, it needs to get out of the house. I'm eating them now.
Yeah, good question.
That's the thing, though. Like crisp bags are getting smaller.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that when grab bags first come out and they were like huge?
Yeah.
And now, like a standard pack of crisps back in the day is now called a grab bag. And it's like, where's that gone?
It's true. Yeah, it's true. I think, if anything, I've shifted onto peanuts. The Walkers do that Thai sweet chili crisps that they do, but like a coated peanut, and they're really good, to be fair. And I always find myself having a handful of them and leaving them, whereas a bag of crisps, I'll eat the whole thing in 10 minutes. Yeah. So I give myself a bit of credit for not demolishing a whole bag of peanuts in one night. It's probably a good idea.
My wife does that. If she snacks, she insists on it being nuts or peanuts or like some sort of walnut or something, just because it's a little bit fancier and it fills you up a little bit better. You can have a couple and it doesn't feel like it's too bad. And we do actually have next to our snack cupboard. I'll show you this on stream.
I take it back. I've just remembered my favourite crisp. Pickled onion Monster Munch.
Oh, yes.
There we go. Good choice. Right, what I was showing there, I'll come back to pickled onion Monster Munch. There's a little bench next to that unit. That is the snack stool of shame. And I can
No.
come down here some days when I've been working and she's just perched on it, eating some peanuts. Like some sort of weird wild animal.
There's an Asian food shop in Letterkenny, and there's these nuts that they import from hell, I think. Now, it's taken me about a year to get used to the heat of these nuts, but my God, your arse feels in the morning. They are amazing, though.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the gamble, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pay for pleasure.
Pickled onion monster munch, though, like you say, very, very solid choice.
Yeah.
Now, if you were to have a wee bit of chocolate, what would be your chocolate bar? Because I like a bar of chocolate, right? I never got to 21 stone without eating a shitload of chocolate. But I've now resorted back from stepping away from the big bars and having a wee Freddo bar now and again. What is your bar? What is your wee bar of choice or your big bar of choice?
I have two. So, again, fairly simple, but I go posh with chocolate. So, well, my first one isn't that posh. I like Maltesers. That's like a staple, like little snack. I think it's like a peanut mentality. I'll just grab a few and happy day. But if I'm gonna eat a bar of chocolate, it has to be a Lindt bunny.
Ooh, very pretty.
The chocolate is just so good, and nothing compares to it.
Well, I would say Easter egg chocolate is probably the best chocolate because none compares to Easter eggs. They're just. But I do like a crunchy now and again as well. But yeah, there is just some chocolate that's just top tier.
Snickers that have been in the fridge, so they crack instead of the caramel pulling. When they snap and they pretty much break your teeth, and I love them.
So it's more like a dime bar than a Snickers.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's
See that?
I love a good Snickers.
I'm always worried about breaking my teeth when I eat like a chocolate bar that's just come straight out of the fridge. But that's just my own paranoia than anything else.
Wait, have you ever broke a tooth eating anything? Because, like, see, about 12 years ago, I was having a wee bit of a healthy snack, and I had a bit of dried banana and snapped a tooth in half. Has anything happened to anything like that? Were you eating something?
No, I've never broken a tooth eating anything, but I've recently had a crown put in for like that to fix a cavity, and for about 6 weeks before I had it done, everything that was really crunchy and all the stuff I love eating, I had to be really careful with because it was just killing me. So I appreciate all the stuff now that I couldn't have before. The fear is gone. Like now I've got a crown. I'm like, yeah, get that stuff in the fridge. I want it rock hard. And never broke a tooth though. Luckily, which is good.
I have, and this is the weirdest thing I ever broke it on. I was eating a chow mein. Now, chow mein is a soft dinner. Everything's been like boiled and fried, and in theory there should be nothing hard in it. But I remember I put my fork on the tiny prawn, I put it in my mouth, I bit it, and one of my teeth in the middle just went bing on one of the tiny prawns, and it was just like the worst pain I think I've ever had in my life. I just took 2 days sick off of work because it was like I couldn't even talk. Went to the dentist, and they're like, "Yeah, you've destroyed your tooth eating this tiny thing or something." But yeah,
you damaged it previously. Remember when I've been to the dentist recently? I met, God knows how long ago it was. I was probably 18, and we're on a night out, and my dickhead mate, bless him, thought it'd be funny to just on the bottle of my bottle while I was drinking from it. And I remember at the time, it like chipped a tiny bit at the corner of my tooth, and it was hurting. But then when I went to the dentist, he's saying, "Oh yeah, you've got a hairline crack that runs all the way up your tooth, like on the front." And he said, "But the enamel is like fine on the front." So he said, one random day, my tooth might just split in half, and I'm waiting on it now. But yeah. I don't want to. Yeah, I can't imagine him. It hurt enough waiting on that going, and never mind actually splitting a tooth in half. So,
your wife put something interesting in the chat there about your love of Snicker ice creams. You remember
Yeah.
when they were a thing, like Mars ice creams and Flake ice creams? Remember them when they were a thing back in the day?
Yeah, you can still get them.
Still get
Yeah,
Snickers one.
we got them not I think in summer. Yeah, not too long ago. Fucking love them. Yeah,
Oh.
they're really good. I don't know what they do to the caramel because you take it straight out of the freezer and it's not remotely set at all.
Yeah.
I think if you let it warm up, is it like some weird liquid that can't be contained? I don't know what it is. Or is it turned into a gas? It's really, I don't know what it is. But because it just runs like water when it's been in the freezer for
Yeah.
like, well, this is
I've
vodka,
noticed
innit?
that. I've noticed that with a lot of like all the posher ice creams. I like that. Like Ben and Jerry's, they always again same thing. Doesn't matter how long you have it in the freezer, it's always gooey. When the
Yeah,
rest of it could be rock hard and you're having to smack it out with a chisel.
that's got GPT. Second I get off this off the screen, yeah, definitely.
What's,
Pro-
what,
It's,
what?
prob- it's, it's probably baby poo, to be honest, because that's the runniest time
Yeah.
known to man.
Yeah.
That would have really disgusted me before I had kids, but I love it now. I love it. Yeah. Love
Here's
everything
a
about
question
it.
here's a question that was kind of brought up when we had Rob on. When was the last time you were close or when you pooed yourself?
Oh, that happens all the time for me, to be fair. Anyone who knows me in real life, they're not like, I haven't been diagnosed for anything, but I've got a bit of a dodgy stomach sometimes. So I feel like, without just trying to be funny for the camera, maybe once every other day, I feel like I'm close to something happening. So yeah, I've had blood tests done. I was tested for celiac, IBS, allergies of all other sorts, and yeah, it's something on this planet sets me off every now and again, and I don't know what it is.
Could it be
Um,
your kids or your wife? That's
yeah,
always the
it's
second.
either it might be my wife, but it's oil or sugar, I think, but it's in everything glass, so I'll live with it.
Food
I've
allergies.
never actually shat
Crazy.
myself up, just to be clear.
I remember donkeys ago when I used to work, I call it the voodoo shop. I worked at Holland Barrett. They always used to have this woman come in and do food allergy tests. And all it ever was like this tiny little probe. She'd load something in it and touch people's fingernails. And I used to sit there watching it and think, how can you test if you're allergic to something with what is basically a wee stylus and you're just poking someone's fingernail? If you want to know if someone's allergic, grab it and rub it on their skin and be like, is that burning? Is that hurting you? Yeah.
Just going around testing if you had poo on your fingernails. That's all you're doing. Yeah, you're a dirty bastard. You're a dirty bastard.
So when you are not hobbying, what do you find you are doing with your life? What are you sitting down watching on TV, films, or books, or anything like that?
Um, I work 6 days a week, so that takes up a lot of time. And then I mean, here's a typical sort of like week. So I'll leave the house between 7 and 8. I'll get back probably about 6. I then spend an hour and a half with the little ones before they sort of get down ready to go to bed. And then I'll either start making a video or go live on TikTok. So that tends to be the doing the social media stuff is my hobby at the minute. If it wasn't, I think back in the day, it's probably jumping on the Xbox with like the lads. That's my go-to downtime. I do every now and again as well. So Space Marine 2 is a staple at the minute, as I'm sure it is for a lot of like guys in the hobby. Back in the day, it was Call of Duty Warzone, with Halo, all the big shooters really. So yeah, but I've never really been a big reader. I can read, but I always feel like I just don't enjoy it. I always feel like, oh, it's taking ages this to get to a good bit. And I know like people always say, oh, don't watch the film version of this, it's crap compared to the book. I'm like, yeah, but I can cram it in an hour and a half, and you've been reading that set of novels for 2 weeks. So yeah, I don't know if there's like this weird efficiency thing that I have from work where I'm trying to get something done and enjoy it at the same time. But I'm definitely like a visual learner. So yeah, reading's never been my strong point.
And what about
It's weird how we'll sit and paint for 8, 10, 12 hours, yet we'll no bother reading a book that will take 8, 10 or 12 hours.
That's it. I don't know if it's. I'm just trying to like figure it out logically in my mind. I feel like when I'm painting something, I'm getting something out of it. Whereas if I'm reading something, I mean, I'm sure, yeah, you will be getting something out of a book. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. It's not the instant gratification. I never get it from a book. Whereas when I see myself creating a model, it's something I can. I don't know. But yeah,
I think that makes perfect sense.
I'll be back in a minute. I need to go and take my wife a blood checker because her sensor's gone mental. My wife's diabetic, so she's got a new sensor, and I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Oh yeah. I know the pain. My mum and dad are on the same thing. So yeah, go do your thing.
Take some emergency orange juice.
That's it.
It was always the thing. Like one of my best mates was diabetic, and if he started asking for Rice Krispies, you knew he was having a hypo. That was always the thing.
The other way around, my mum and dad. It's like keep them off the bloody orange juice. It's hyper, not hypo. So yeah, but yeah, it's a tough thing to deal with. To be fair, because you just have to change your entire life to deal with something. Kind of for the most. Well, type 1's different, but type 2 for the most part, like you've done to yourself, and it's all the things you love that you can't have anymore. So yeah.
Yeah, it was type 1, and actually, funnily enough, another friend is type 1 as well. But he didn't catch it. He was like full-grown adult, like he was in his mid-30s, and I just remember one day he was just vanished off the face of the earth, and we're like, "Where's he gone?" And managed to track down his brother, and he was like, "Oh yeah, shit, he got admitted to hospital because he had like this. His blood sugar just went fucking crazy, and it turns out he's got type 1 diabetes, and no one ever knew."
Right.
I was like, "Oh fuck, okay." But that's the madness of it, isn't it? It's like, because it's the genetic one, it could just choose to mess you up whenever. Whereas, like you say, the type 2, you have just trashed your body, and it's probably your own fault.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like we were saying before, you can beat around the bush, but it is what it is. Like, especially like my mum in particular, it was just a case of indulge and eat, and yeah, she got overweight. Didn't really do any exercise, and just one day it was like, this is why you've got all these symptoms. And it's just, it changed everything. And then my dad ended up getting it. My dad, another story. I don't know if anyone wants to hear it really, but my dad's that type of guy where, like, a different generation where nothing's ever wrong.
Yep.
He's always fine. Never, never seen him cry, all that sort of stuff. And he had diabetes. He was diagnosed with it, but then he got a diabetic infection in his toe, and he didn't want to tell anyone because he was looking after my mum. So one thing went to another. His toe got really badly infected. It went into sepsis, and he was like really not well at all.
Yeah.
My sister like noticed and was like, "Dad, what's going on? Like, you look like you're gonna die." So they took him to the doctors, and he said, "Oh, look, I think I should tell you something. Like, my foot's not been so good." And yeah, anyway, it was something out of a horror film. They rushed him to the hospital. They had to amputate his toe. But then the next day they said, "We're going to have to look again to see if it's gone any further," and it had. So they had to amputate his leg just below the knee, and he'd only retired like 3 months previous or something. So it just shows, doesn't it? The things that got him was, not looking after himself, and then too afraid to tell anyone that something was wrong. And it's just like that classic male pride thing where you don't want to admit you're not doing so good. And it ended up making him worse, unfortunately. But yeah, they're both all right now, which is the main thing.
Good. That is good to hear. It is horrible, that sort of stuff. And I think, like you say, it is definitely our parents' and grandparents' generation. That it was just a case of, I can still walk. There's nothing wrong with me. Suck it up, crack on. Like my dad, luckily, he's only just retired, but he sat down one day and he was talking to my mum. And I always remember as a kid going around and seeing his dad, my granddad.
Yeah.
And bless him, I always just remember him being this funny, jolly fat man, his belly button poked out, and his house stunk of dog weed because he could never really get out and take a dog out. And my dad sat there and was like, I don't want to turn into my dad. And I think it is. It's like you say, it's when retirement hits and everything starts, you're like, oh shit. And thankfully for us, I don't think we'll ever be able to retire. So we'll just work ourselves into an early grave. But
yeah, it's definitely going that way.
Yeah.
Not politics into it, but yeah, it's...
No, we don't do politics on the show, so do not worry. But
football life in a different way. It feels like everyone's trapped in it, I think. But anyway, I do feel sorry for...
Sorry, I just need to make her some pancakes because she is type 1, so she's hypon. So I'm just trying to make her some pancakes. I'll be back on in 2 minutes, okay?
Oh, it's all right.
Absolutely fine. That's the most random thing we've had happen in this show ever. So let's crack on. We've got 15, 20 minutes left of the show because we do like to just only go for 90 minutes because we don't want to take up your evening, especially if you do work 6-hour days and 11-hour days. The last thing you want to do for the rest of the night is talk to us. So I will come back to your streaming, actually.
Yeah.
Because George, who is in the chat, I can't remember where he went. Where have you gone, George? He asked, let's remind Dadhammer of the game stream where he went mental. What happened there?
Yeah, I had a few Guinness while we were playing a game of Warhammer in my kitchen. So it's always been focusing on the painting, especially like when we've done live streams. And my mate was asking for a game of Warhammer, so I don't have a setup here to play, but his dad does and his brother does, and that's where we normally play, but neither of them could do it. So he just said, Dad, can I come around, grab the terrain, grab the board, and take it to Dom's? And we were like, yeah. So we came around, and I said to Will last minute, I was like, do you mind if I just do it live? Like, let everyone jump in. And yeah, it was like amazing. I think we ended up getting about 350 new followers off like one stream, like gaming stream. So ever since then I'm like, I want to do it, but I got battered. Like, it's the worst beating I've had in a game of 40k I think ever. And yeah, I had about 4 or 5 pints of Guinness while doing it, so I was getting a bit rowdy at the end. It's like on TikTok, as I'm sure you know, you get all the donate stuff and gifts on lives. So I was practically begging people to send me galaxies at one point, which was a bit embarrassing looking back. But it's the equivalent of about a £5. I'm like begging for £5. Please, but we got 2, so it shows it works if you ask. Yeah, nothing bad happened. I just got a bit rowdy.
So when you're focusing your streams on TikTok, how does that work? Because obviously myself and Duncan, as we say, we're quite naive to TikTok. It's not something we've ever really ventured into. Does it feel quite similar to this? Like it's a sit down, people were in the chat just chatting away to you. And obviously there's that little bit of a monetized element that you say. Is it sort of...
Yeah, I mean, the money for the most part, it's next to nothing. So what I tend to, like, on an average stream, I'd probably make 30p. Like, so it's not much at all.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a couple of quid, depending on the people who are really generous who are in. But what I tend to do, like, the money then goes into your balance, and once you get to £100, you can withdraw it. Okay. But what I always do is when it gets to about a tenner, I will use that to promote a video on TikTok.
Okay.
And then in turn, you end up getting more likes, more followers, and I'm kind of using it as a cycle that way. So going live, I'll get followers as well. But it's probably, at the minute, about a 50-50 split, I'd say. I'd say half my followers have probably come from my live streams on TikTok. But my follower count is a lot smaller than it is on Instagram.
Okay.
So, I think today I've hit 12,500 on Instagram, whereas I'm getting closer to 6,000 on TikTok. So in my mind, I've always thought I'll try and push TikTok a bit more to catch it up. Sure. But yeah, I'm thinking about setting up some multi-streaming things so I can go live on TikTok and Instagram at the same time. But from a platform point of view, I create the videos on TikTok and then upload them to Instagram afterwards. So it's exactly the same content that goes on. I don't usually do any different content for each platform unless it's like a story or something. But yeah, it's otherwise very similar. I didn't expect Instagram to do as well. I don't know why, but yeah, it's been amazing. Yeah, I'm still, like I said, I feel like I need to take it more seriously just because there's so many people that supporting me, and like I said, I'm just trying to get on in between helping my wife with the kids and working 6 days a week. And some days you just don't want to do it. You can't be bothered. And I'm also thinking, like, we thought we're going to try and convert the garage into a bit of a, not studio, but somewhere I can have some games and paint in there away from the family, and set up the cameras for doing more or better quality live streams. And then we've got Golden Demon to do next year as well. So instead of 1 entry, I'm going to try and do 4, which is going to kill me, but at least I've got a long time to do it. Yeah. And the beauty of going live is you can just record yourself while you're doing it, and yeah, hopefully people like it. So
it's actually interesting. This is something I sort of was asking about the other day on my stories. Is that recently on Instagram, I have been seeing a lot of accounts popping up as like sponsored accounts, and knowing how, from what you were saying about TikTok, in that people can chuck you a couple of pennies or quid here or there, and then you can just feed that in to just give yourself a little bit more promotion, as opposed to your completely organic growth on Instagram. It feels quite, I don't want to say cynical, that people are paying for sponsorship. I think I'm very interested in it because for me and Duncan, it's not something that we'd ever really do. We're tight as fuck. We don't want other people having our money. We'd rather go spend it on minis. But when did you make that decision when you were streaming that, okay, if people are paying me a couple of 20, 30p here and there, I'll just buy an advert.
I think fairly recently. So the only difference in TikTok and Instagram, when you get to 10,000 followers on TikTok, you then get paid per views on your videos. It's like your account becomes monetized. So it's really been, in my mind, like, oh, well, it's doing well. We might as well try and get something back out of it.
Yeah.
But I think because they monetize accounts at that level, the growth is maybe held back on accounts, and it is set up. So, I mean, ultimately, the money I get is gifted from people. When people, and it's never in money, it's like TikTok's own currency.
Yeah.
So you have to buy that currency and TikTok take a cut. Then when they take a cut out of it, and then I'm spending that money back into TikTok as well. So I get why they do it. But there's been a lot of, I don't know if it's true or not, but in the last 6 months or so, I think a lot of people on TikTok have been complaining, like they changed their algorithm a lot, and people have seen, like, recently they only get 25% of the views that they were getting before when they post videos. But I mean, from a user point of view, the user count on TikTok, from the research I did, is the same, if not a little bit more than Instagram for the hobby. Okay. But yeah, like the video I put up the other day had done over 100,000 on Instagram, and I think it did 3,000 on TikTok. But it's never just like a coincidence. Even if a video does really well, if a video does well, it tends to do well on both. But I'll have some videos that get 300 views on TikTok, and the same video will do 300,000 on Instagram. So I think it's because when accounts get monetized, they don't want everyone being monetized because they'll have no money themselves. So
makes sense. Do you have a choice in that then? If you hit 10,000, does it instantly TikTok just say, "Great, we'll pay you now," or can you just say, "No, I'm all right. I'll carry on doing what I'm doing"?
I don't know. Good question. I think you're obligated to do, like, you have to have a certain amount of views on your profile per month as well to be considered to be paid. So you can't, but I don't know. It's a good question. Like I said, I know I'm talking about all the money and putting it back into it, but like hand on heart, I'm really just doing it in my spare time and playing with it at the minute. I didn't just want to sit on it for like £100 and get it back. And what I'll also do as well is I'll jump into the followers' live streams themselves and give a bit of the coins back when I notice on there. So it's just like a community building thing as well. Yeah, and it is nice because you build up some followers, and as you'll know, like you'll put a video up and it's the same 10, 20 people that are sharing it every time, and it wouldn't be where we are now without that consistent support you get. And they are a diamond. There's not many people really who do it. So yeah, thanks George and Mindful mainly.
Yeah, no, you are right, because we get our regular viewers every week, and whether they come on for 10 minutes or the full 90, we're happy to have them because they help make this what it is, don't they? You know, without them doing it, we would just be three blokes chatting on a live stream.
Yeah, that's it. And it is nice, yeah. It's nice to just be asked something.
You're very tinny. You sound far away.
Yeah, you do.
These ones are small, but no, I'm not going to do that. Sort your ear out. Tell you what, actually, this has just got me a very good question. When Dunk comes back, I'll get him to answer it as well. He's off to sort something out. Given that it's Christmas, I'll go back to a random question. Given that it's Christmas, at the moment, when we sit down on an evening, my missus sits there, it's like, put something good on. She loves Christmas, so I'm putting on Christmas specials. What is your favourite Christmas special?
The Grinch, the Jim Carrey one.
Ooh, so just a solid Christmas film altogether, not like a TV special or anything.
It's like that weird nostalgic thing. Like every year, I'm not like militantly disciplined with it, but yeah, like we said the other day, like, oh, should we put a Christmas film on? It's getting to that time, like, yeah, Grinch, it's got to go on. And yeah, I remember it being like on at my mum and dad's, and like Frankie, our eldest, she watched it all the way through with me, which is good for her. She loves it. Yeah, Christmas special though. Don't know. I always like the Top Gear Christmas specials.
Oh, they're always good though, like the random adventures they go off and do.
Yeah, and I do like my guys as well, so that's like a soft spot. Otherwise, yeah, what did we used? Yeah, Wallace and Gromit was always on, and Mr. Bean as well. Love a bit of Mr. Bean.
The Mr. Bean one on the car on the roof with the
Yeah, that's it.
I think my dog's eating one of my earbuds.
Oh, no.
Your dogs eat everything.
And it's the one that eats our shit, right? It's the puppy, the one that was on top of me, licking me earlier on, right? Because when I went upstairs, I left my phone, right, on my paint station, and when I came back, my phone was face down on my chair, and the earbud is nowhere to be seen. So we'll soon find out in 10 to 12 hours' time if my dog ate my earbud.
Good luck sifting through that.
I ain't sifting through that. I'll just buy another set of
Yeah,
earbuds.
where my dog is. Ottie, come here. Come on. You're a good boy. Are you saying hello? Come on.
Hey, we love a dog.
Right, lad. He was just chilling asleep and I woke him up, but he's happy to the package. Aren't you,
Is that a
lad?
golden lab?
He's a Labrador Spaniel cross, but he's pretty small, to be fair. He's not much lab in
You've
him.
got a greedy bastard who's always full of energy.
Oh, yeah, he's mental. And he's a baby as well, aren't you?
Yeah, I've got a Spaniel Collie mix. I've got a Collie, and I've got a German Shepherd. I've got 3 dogs.
Right, nice. What's the collie like? Is it mental or a bit sheepish?
What's that?
What's the collie like, or the collie cross? Is it excitable or a bit sheepish?
She is the fun police in the house. She hates
Right.
it. Whereas the German Shepherd and the puppy, which is the Spaniel Collie mix, they are just 2 idiots. And I think it was so. On a Wednesday night, my dog's now the collie. The collie is now getting into a routine where she'll go upstairs with the wife and chill in the bed. That's
right. Nice.
And then I have to try and squeeze into a bed with a dog and the wife who's been through the perimenopause, which is brutal. So you've got that to look forward to as well.
Yeah.
So, Donk, I just asked, and quite honestly, expanded on it really good. Best Christmas film, best Christmas special.
Best Christmas film, Die Hard 2. Best Christmas special, The Muppets. Any Christmas special they've done.
Would you not have then The Muppets Christmas Carol as the best film?
No, it's not Die Hard 2.
Die Hard. We were talking about it the other night, weren't we? Love it. Yeah.
Die Hard 2. Die Hard 2 is the best one.
Oh, Die Hard 1. Die Hard 1.
No. Yeah, you've got the Terminator. You've got Terminator 2 going, what do I look like to you? He goes, a sitting duck. You've got so many good one-liners in it. You've got your man for Star Trek Enterprise who's got a stupid British accent crashing a plane. I mean, it's brilliant.
You know what? I really enjoy 2, but one is the best one out of them.
Well, it's got a nice... I think because I've seen Die Hard 2 first before I've seen Die Hard 1.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Do you know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, Alan Rickman, he's got some great one-liners in it, but probably the best Alan Rickman one-liner in any film he's ever done was in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, when he goes, cancel Christmas and bring a friend.
You my room this time, and bring a friend. Yeah. He was brilliant. He was absolutely.
But that's a handball. Sorry. But yeah, like I think my earbud's been eaten by a collie who'll pretty much eat anything. I caught her eating wood. So far this week I've caught her eating wood, plastic. She ate a death guard, which had just been painted.
For extra flavour.
Yeah, like what the fuck are you doing? And now she's eating an earbud.
And she did eat. She every other week it got to a point where you were sending me a picture like she's eaten half this mini now. She's eaten. Didn't she eat your Demon Prince's wings?
Yep. She had a wee nib on my Demon Prince wings, and now she's eating a skull candy earbud.
It's tasty.
And she was eating coal the other week.
Coal.
That's good for digestion, at least.
See, I live in Ireland. I live in Donegal Island, so we don't have electricity here. So we still burn fossil fuels, and everything burns. Like I've got an open fire, which is going out. I'll show you my open fire. Open fire.
Nice.
There's the bastards.
Don't look at me, Dad.
But yeah, like so, I've burnt so much stuff in my house. I had a pet snake that died, so that get cremated. That get put in the fire.
RSPCA, we don't condone that.
But it was dead. So what are they going to do? Do you know what I mean? It was dead. So nappies, they burn. I was burning polystyrene once, and the wife was phoning me and she went, "What are you burning?" I'm like, "Nothing." But see the heat, man. Wow, that was the heat of a plastic and polystyrene. It just like melts your jeans to your leg, right? And the wife was like, "What are you burning?" And I was like, "Nothing. I'm not burning." Instant denial, like, pure man thing. I'm not burning anything. What are you talking about? She went, "Look outside the house. Like there was children dropping dead, and it looked as though I just voted in a new pope. The house was this entire estate was just covered in white smoke." But yeah, I'll burn anything and everything. Now, A-Up Minis is here, so we're just waiting for him to ask his question because he always asks the same question.
He does.
Graham, come on. Before we finish up, you've got the final question.
Come on, Graham. You got your late. It's all down to you now, buddy.
He's under pressure now. To see, A-Up, he lives in the Yorkshire Dales, the Yorkshire Moors, so he's probably away burying people just before he come online.
Probably burying people.
Yeah, we're not even joking. Like we did a show a while back where it's just like everyone joins in, you get 2 minutes, you have to bugger off. He joined in, and it looked like he was on top of the world. He's just like, "I'm just walking home," and you're like, "But you're on a hill." He's like, "Yeah, I live on the moors." It's like, what?
Fred West has got nothing on Graham.
He's not going to ask us now, isn't he? He's gone shy.
I'm going to ask him this question. So if you could bring one Primarch back, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Into the current game, or just like in the setting of 40k.
It's the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah, true. Well, I'll do a two-parter. If I could bring a model into it, it'd be Jagatai Khan. I want to do him. Yeah, like from the game point of view. And then if I was to bring it back in the books, I'm going to do a wild card. I'm going to say Horus.
Ooh.
And start it all up again. Some sort of weird, apparition of him in his back, and there's another threat to deal with. I thought it'd be interesting as the thing. But yeah, model, I'd like to see Jagatai Khan. I've always liked white skies, I've just never painted them, so that'd be the thing that gets me to do it, I think.
And my final question to you, if you could have anybody playing Jagatai Khan in a live action Warhammer film, who would it be and why?
That's a difficult one for Jagatai Khan.
Yeah, it is, and it's difficult because I don't know the names. It's so I don't know. I think the obvious choice is the guy who played Scorpion in the Mortal Kombat film, and he's every serious character, or Japanese character. He was in the Wolverine film. He was in John Wick. I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
But he would be my obvious choice for him because he's got the right amount of you don't fuck with him sort of persona, but he's good at reaction stuff as well. So yeah, I can't remember his name.
I'm going to look that up because I know who you're talking about. I know exactly who you're talking about. I can't think of his name. But he got locked up and everything, doesn't it?
It's because we're all racist. That's why we don't know his name. Because we're all racist. He's not white. We're all racist.
Yeah.
Off that.
Tom Jones, get him to play him.
See if it was like any actor, and I've only ever seen him in one film, possibly two. The guy that played Sub-Zero and the Running Man, the original Running Man, the ice hockey guy.
Big unit though.
Yeah. Oh, he was mad. Yeah, the Sub-Zero. Yeah, now playing Zero. That guy.
Yeah. Love that.
What a class film. They're redoing Running Man, aren't they? It won't hold a candle to it, I'm sure. But
I think they've based it more on the original book because there was this big thing in the 80s where Stephen King books were getting turned into films and they were nothing like the film because even not that it's Stephen King, it's Philip K. Dick, Total Recall, they redid that. But basically anything that Arnie did in the 80s where it was just mad cheese action that we all love, I think in the recent years they've sort of looked at it and gone, should we try making that a bit more what it should have been like? Which, fair enough, not got a problem with it because they are completely different films, but you can't put a touch paper to the Arnie classics.
Yeah, that's it. And you lose people like me who don't read because I can't appreciate what it's loyal to. To me, it's just not the same as the original. But I mean the movie, so I'm sure it won't be as good for me. But
you know what? I'm going to give it a try just because I quite like the lead actor in it, and it's Edgar Wright who's directed it, who was the
Cornetto trilogy.
Yeah, so like Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and all of that. So I'll give it a go. I'll give it a go. I am fully going into it with open eyes that it will be different. I think you've got to do that. Otherwise, like you say, you do sort of just judge it and think, this isn't what I remember. So
I've read the short story. It's actually a decent story. But I think in the short story, he realises quite quickly he's being tracked. And that's how they always know where he is. Because it's in the short story, it's like throughout the Americas. So it's kind of like that British TV show, The Hunted, or whatever you called it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? It was kind of like The Interceptor or like anything like that. But it was kind of, but in the kind he realises quite quickly how that he's being tracked. I think they're tracking him somehow, not just through the videos. He has to do like daily blogs. That's the short story. So I don't know what they're going to do in the film because I fancy seeing the film myself.
Because in the Arnie film, it was they had all the CCTV up, but then you also see him injecting him full of stuff, don't they? So
yeah, but it's also in a kind of an arena in the film. So he was trying to, and that also had Fleetwood Mac in it. Not a lot of people knew that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mick
so
Fleetwood.
yeah,
Just
Mick Fleetwood is the leader of the underground resistance.
complete random. He just pops up. Everyone's like, Mick, what's going on? And he's just shuffling around. He's like, well, I'm sorry, chaps, I forgot about it. You know, oh, fuck off.
It's kind of like when you watch The Life of Brian and like two of the Beatles are in it.
Yep.
I don't
And
know.
Scott
I
Pilgrim.
Yeah, see when they're having the meeting in the house and the Romans come in and search the house. They're
yeah.
all like two of the I think it's George and Roy are sitting there in like Arab stuff, like dressed up as like the People's Judean Front, and you see them trying not to laugh in a few of the scenes as well because
Right.
they funded the film
Yeah,
as a
17.
way to escape taxes as well.
Well, my knowledge is a bit disappointing now for that. So the thing I go to, like, especially when my kids are growing up, I'll be like, when we're watching one of the new Star Wars, I'm like, that's Stormtrooper. So yeah, that's Prince William. That one's Daniel Craig. That and like, yeah, I don't have a clue there, I don't. But yeah, anyway.
But the
I,
weirdest one about that was Tom Hardy was actually had lines in
yeah,
the Force Awakens, and they were cut because he bumps into John Boyega's character in an elevator, and the stormtrooper recognises John Boyega
yeah.
because they went to like pedo school together or something, and he
Yeah,
goes, "Oh my god, what are you doing, dude?" And he's like speaking like a pure jock. But yeah, Tom Hardy's in it as well.
I think is there a deleted scene of that? I'm sure.
Yep.
I've seen it. Yeah, I'm sure I've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I love cameo stuff. Well, especially hidden cameo stuff. It's great, isn't it? It
Yeah.
shouldn't be as great. It's same
Five
with Blues.
points.
It's like
Our
I've watched.
difference for my
Yeah,
missus. We can be sitting there and something will happen. I'll be like, that's such and such. And she's like, I don't care.
yeah,
The worst one is where I used to grow up, where I used to live, a place called Croydon in South London. That's being used in loads of random films, loads of random bits. And I'll be like, that's Croydon. And she's like, how do you know? That's bullshit. And I'll pause it and I'll be like, that building's that building's that's building. It's mad how when you know an area and you see it on a TV or on a big screen, instantly you're like, hang on, what? The London
yeah.
Fast
It's
and
brilliant.
Furious drove me mental because one minute they're driving down the street one way, and then the next split second they're the other side of town going the wrong way. And I'm like, no, what are you doing? You've mullered this. I got so angry in the cinema about that, the continuity of a race and where they were going, what landmarks they were going past. One of my mates grabbed my leg and was like, shut the fuck up, we're trying to watch a film.
Yeah, it's like we don't live a million miles away from the the train bridge in Harry Potter.
Yep.
So it's like it's that. But I remember I went on holiday with like my mum, dad, and family when we were a bit younger, and we were in Venice, and we were there at the time when they were filming. I think it was Casino Royale, and they were on St Mark's Square, and they'd really done a good job of tidying up one part of it that they were filming, and the rest of it was just an absolute shithole all the way around, just black, dirty, not been cleaned for like 250 years, and then they come in and acid washed everything to perfection. It looked amazing in the film, but yeah, you look around somewhere behind it. Yeah, but that's about it for me. Otherwise, I'm at my desk painting models, and yeah, that's it.
Cool.
Right, I think on that bombshell, I think it's probably best to call it quits. For folks that don't follow you, Dad, where can they find you?
So yeah, here on Instagram. So it's Dad Warhammer on Instagram, but I do go by Dad Hammer, and then again Dad Hammer on TikTok as well. Thinking about doing some other places in the future, but yeah, for now they're the main two.
Oh,
Cool. Casey, it's 23 days before Christmas, 22 days before Christmas. Any words of wisdom? What is Elf on a Shelf doing in your house tonight, people?
I don't have one.
Yeah, we haven't. If I see him, I'll destroy him. But there's no elf on a shelf in this house. It's a bird.
That does remind me, I do need to write a fake letter from the elves for the lad tonight. Because we've got this, Mrs. introduced this weird tradition where we've got a letterbox, and he'll put a letter in there every week, and the elves write back. And I've just realised he wrote to him on Monday, and I've got to write back to him tonight, otherwise he'll lose his shit in the morning if they haven't replied.
Oh, that's a good idea. We've got a little Santa letterbox thing.
It's nice to do, but just don't get him to expect loads of presents out of it on the build-up, because that's what he did last year. And yeah, my missus just got a bit carried away, and he ended up with like loads of extra presents. And it's like, we fucking do.
Right.
You
Yeah.
control it. That's what I would say.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. But yeah, it's a good idea though.
I better go do that.
Oh, we had one idea. Just to be really sorry, lads. Really quick. We had one idea last year where we bought our little girl a bike, and I thought, well, we both thought, right, we're not wrapping that up. Right, forget that. So what we did was when she went to bed, we brought it in like fully assembled and hid it under the skirts, and then we did like a little treasure hunt thing for her. So we'd put a clue in like the stocking at the end of her bed that said, right, you have to go to such and such a place, and it was like a clue to go to, I don't know, the garage, and then it was to go to the front room, and eventually it led to under the stairs where she got a present. So you can send them on a little mad hunt, and it saves you wrapping anything awkward as well.
That's a good idea. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's are 18. I don't think my youngest is 18. I don't think he'll fall for that.
Do it. Otherwise,
on a mad hunt for £5 Amazon voucher. Yeah, do it.
Yeah. Right, Casey, who do we have next week?
Next week, I do have a guest lined up. I'm just waiting for him to confirm that he can because of his work commitments. So I can't say 100% who next week's guest is. We will probably be able to say by the weekend.
Cool. Folks, thanks again for joining us. Dadhammer, thank you so much for giving up your time. Go and treat yourself to a wee Snickers ice cream. You definitely deserve it.
I will do. Yeah, thanks very much for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, brilliant, man. Thanks very much. Folks, we'll see you next week with Casey's mystery guest, which probably means he hasn't even tried to get one yet, so he'll probably try.
I have, sharp.
No, he hasn't. Right, folks, we'll see you next week. Have a great rest of your night. Come on, the Saints. Love you all. Bye.
Good luck.
Bye.